What's going on, guys? It's Ethan Moon back for another video. Here we are, week 4 of the karting league. This is practice number 1 out of 2 practices that I did, and the camera angle for this one isn't so hot. As you guys noticed, later on it will get worse because I guess as I get like the more I focus, the more I look down for some reason. So you'll see the camera angle gets progressively worse because I look down more and more. But it should be fixed for the next video. I think I fixed it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at that footage yet. But here we are. First mistake here. Evan gets through. Again, it's practice though, so it doesn't really matter about overtakes. Just trying to get that practice in. And here I kind of try to follow him. Follow his line because this Evan's really quick. He's one of the quicker people that race here. Um, so I try to follow his line. He does get away though, get away from me pretty quick though. Evan is really rapid. He is hard to keep up with, and as you can see, he's just gone. I made another mistake, and he's just blasted off. He's gone. And then here we are for practice number 2. Um, yeah. And then for practice number 2, um, I don't think I did so well on this one either. I don't know, but as you can see, I'm looking more towards the ground now. Oh, this was okay. So this is a fun practice. This practice was we'll call it fun. A word might be to describe it. As you can see, I'm tinkering with my belt the whole time, and there goes Evan again. Overtaking me on the same spot again. But as you can see, my hand keeps coming off the wheel onto my belt. You're probably wondering, why are you touching your harness belt so much? Well, it's because it keeps coming loose. And I keep trying to tighten it, but it's not working. And so here we are. Someone spun, right? So they're stopping the thing. So I take the time to try and fix my buckle. But I'll just let this one unravel for itself and let you guys watch this.
Hey! 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 I'm... My bottom restraints keep coming loose.
You what?
My bottom restraints keep coming loose.
Yeah.
And so basically what you see here is that this guy just assumed it was operator error and that I just didn't tighten him very well or something. It was not the case, as you will see later. This guy tightens them for me. I tighten the shoulder ones. And so we're gonna start up here in a second, and you guys will just see how quickly this comes loose on me again. And as you see, we're fiddling with it. You see how angry I was, throwing up my hand. There I am fiddling with it again. I'm realizing it's completely loose. I'm getting frustrated. It's hard to drive a cart when you're sliding around in your seat. So I was not having very much fun with the buckle. There I am signaling to my dad there that my buckle is loose and that it's stupid. And I was getting really angry at this point at the buckle. And so here's that guy overtaking me in a result of my faulty buckle. And so at this point, I basically just gave up with the buckle and just stopped trying to fix it because it just wasn't working. Here I am signaling again. My frustration in the belt. And so yeah, that was that. And so we finished. I don't know what we finished, but it was not a very fun one there. And then, as you see, practicing is done. This is quali, right? You may be wondering, Houston, why are you guys entering the track backwards? Well, for week 4, the track is the backwards layout. And I would like to say I was pretty quick on this layout. And I enjoyed it a lot more than the regular layout too. And so, and then another thing you may notice is that practice is not on the same layout as quali in the race. So it's a little different when you come practice and they do this stuff. Practice just kind of gets you into the feel and not actually practicing your line or anything. And so here we are. The track, I'm still trying to get used to the corners of the track. You know, every time you race a new track, you gotta learn the line. So here we are, just following Evan, see what lines he got through here. And we stopped, I don't know why we stopped there, but trying to follow Evan, because again, Evan's really quick, and so just trying to see what he does to get through this track. And so, notice his braking. And actually, I'm realizing this is not Evan. This guy, this is not Evan. Um, so actually, I think I do overtake this guy. Or never mind, I just completely spin as always. Just me being me and just being a terrible, inconsistent driver. But you know, staying on the rear bumper of this guy. I don't know what happens there. I don't know if he just let me through or what. But I get through. And then from here on, I get a lot of clean laps. And so this one, you could feel like you brake pretty late. I think I was braking more or braking later than most others on that corner. I felt like that corner was pretty good for me. And especially these two right here, I felt like I had pretty spot on. Um, I feel like that big braking zone down there and those two hairpins is my strong suit on this track. Now this section not so much. This section was a little iffy for me, trying to get it right. But here we go, down this straight. Oh, and then the Joker was also here for this lap too. That was in week 3, which I did not post because of my terrible results. Week 3 will never be posted because man, that was terrible. And it was not a good time for me. It was worse than week 2 than from getting slammed into the wall by Connor. But here we are, getting some more clean laps in. Just getting some laps. They did not give us the Joker to practice it during our qualifying. So yeah, there was no Joker practice in this for the quali, which I didn't really mind because the Joker's not that big of a deal. You take it once a race, so it's not really going to determine your whole race there if you get it right or not. But basically, just some more clean laps, and I'm just really trying to figure out the limits of this track because it is new to me again. But I really enjoyed it a lot more than the regular one because of the more high speed corners in this one. I feel like your average speed is higher on this one than it is the regular layout. Just because of this right here, you can start accelerating as soon as you get out of that hairpin. You're on the throttle all the way until you're down here. just boom, brake right there. I kind of like to spin the cart around that corner. I don't know about other people, but getting the cart a little bit loose in that corner, I felt like was the fastest way to me. Um, and then here we are. I don't know who we're catching, but we're catching someone. We're making good pace. I feel like I was doing pretty well. I don't think I qualified super well though. My quality is always not as good as my races. My race pace is always better than my quality. And so, here we are catching this guy, getting some pretty clean laps in, and just really chugging along. And then I feel like that corner I was braking too early a lot of the times, and just not like I just was braking way earlier than most people, I feel like. And then here he goes wide, take the opportunity to really close the gap in. Again, qualifying, but it doesn't hurt to fight a little bit qualifying, have some fun. And so here we are, catching him up on this corner. He takes it a little wide again. I take it narrow. That compromises his exit into this corner. He has to take a really weird line through it. And so I am going, actually, maybe not. Maybe he's going quicker than me, but he takes, I feel like, a really wide line. I messed up there on that corner. But just trying to catch this guy, he slides a little bit, get the run on him, or maybe I don't. Maybe he somehow is quicker than me, but goes wide again on this corner. He really does not have a clean line coming through here. I do have the speed on him, so and then I go for the dive down the inside, scare him away a little bit from the apex, and kind of cut him right there. Able to get that overtake done, and that's about qualifying for this oh my god, this session. And here we are for race number one. Connor is to the left of me. Evan is first or second or something like that, I think. And here we are. I get a pretty good start, and then Connor bumps me from behind actually. Gives me a little bit of a boost. So we get through. Well, I think I passed like one person on the start. Now here we are, just trying to stick with the group, trying not to get dropped by them, and just keep up. There's a lot of chaos going on up in this turn. I wasn't able to compromise on any of it, but we're just going through, just sticking with the group. You can see the group staying pretty tight, pretty packed, and so we all just. I feel like everyone likes to take a little bit of a different line through here. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you could take that, I feel like, but I liked my line the best. And then you see some one or two people I think took the Joker that lap. And here I take my Joker, taking a nice slow clean line. And I actually don't think I lost any positions from that. I did build a big enough gap. Actually, I might have lost one. No, I don't know. My poor camera angle. But and then here we are, red flag, And so I don't know if you heard or not, but everyone has to retake the Joker. So as you saw, I just took mine right before the red flag, thankfully, because if you didn't, you have to take it twice after the red flag instead of just once. And so here we are. This is kind of like a Formula One safety car start in a way, is how they do red flags here, or at least for this circuit. And so here we are, just staying close behind, seeing when I don't know who's in front, but seeing when they go. So it's the guy in front, it's Evan behind him, and then Andrea, I think is her name, behind him, and it's me behind in fourth. And so I started seventh, and so you guys are wondering, well, I didn't see any overtakes. How are you fourth? Well, that's because out of just raw pace and everyone taking their jokers, I managed just to slingshot myself up to fourth. So here we are. These guys just break away. My pace is nowhere near. And so that was that race. Just kind of finished that in fourth place. And then here we are with this one, the race start. And as you can see, went a little too wide. Two people compromised on my very wide turn in. And here we are. Everyone just got, yeah, bumped up, and so it lost all my momentum. Connor was able to nudge his car up and just overtook me. I really couldn't do much about it. And so here we are, and I basically just kind of like this for like 5 or 6 laps, just just following up in a train. And so here we are, just trying to stay close, trying to look for opportunities to overtake. And at this point, I've already lost 3 positions within the first lap. So, not going well for me, falling from fourth to seventh. Possible podium down to comeback season. And so here we are, just following very close, taking very weird lines compared to other people. And so here we are, as you can see, Evan has spun. And so we got a free position. As you see, Connor takes his Joker, but I choose to stay out, not follow. See if I can make up some time, make up some positions. And so here we are. This is me taking up my Joker, and as you will see, um, Connor is in front of me. Did not make up the time I wanted to make up, and so here we are in a very long train of people, as you can see, from first all the way to me. And it's only gonna get tighter from here. It's the train is a little spread out right now, but really towards the end of the race, it's gonna shorten up, and we're all gonna be within like 5 tenths of each other. Right now, we're all kind of within, I would say, about a second, but come the end of the race, and we are all gonna be bumper to bumper, um, and just in a standstill with no one able to overtake anyone. And so here we are, just trying to, keep pace. I feel like I was a little slower than the group, but I was keeping up and just kind of looking for opportunities. And so here we are, coming up on, actually, never mind. But we're just kind of staying close, trying to stay close to Connor. See if he's able to make a move on Evan, because I think Evan was able to make a move out through the Jokers, and so we did lose that again. And so, as you can see, the gap between first and us has significantly become smaller. Um, if I would actually look up for 2 seconds, you would be able to see the how short the gap has become. You can see second through six is really close. Front or first place still has a little bit of a gap on the group. Um, so he's just kind of chilling, living life. But then, as you see, bump, 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 bump. I get bumped out wide. Andrea was behind me and managed to compromise my terrible exit out of that corner from getting bumped and overtake on the last lap. And so here we are, last lap. You can tell I'm really locked in because I've got the whole looking down at the ground POV right now. I hope you guys love this POV. Um, I'd say it's pretty good. Can totally see the whole track and not just the ground, totally. And yeah, that was that race. So we went from fourth to seventh. It was not very fun.